Thank you for joining Money Simplified, your guide to money and mutual funds, presented by Franklin Templeton Mutual Fund. We appreciate your participation. At PersonalFN, we are committed to help investors achieve their financial goals and objectives. Our core proposition is built around unbiased research and financial planning. We wish to thank Franklin Templeton Mutual Fund for partnering with us in this investor education and awareness initiative. Welcome to this special series on life goals brought to you by Money Simplified, your guide to money and mutual funds. We are glad to have you with us for the first session of retirement planning, and that is calculating your retirement corpus. Alright, so now let's get started. Many people often underestimate the amount of money that they need for a hassle-free retirement. In just few years of their retirement, they realize that they will be running out of money. And the thought of the number of years that they may have to survive without any income is rather horrifying. So in order that you do not land up in such a situation, it is necessary to calculate your retirement corpus carefully. Therefore, in this session of Money Simplified, we'll tell you how to go about calculating a retirement corpus. Now, before you start calculating a retirement corpus, you should be clear about where you stand today and where you wish to be tomorrow realistically. So here are 8 things you should consider while calculating your retirement corpus. Number 1. Years left to your retirement. You should consider the number of years for your retirement. This is the only time you have in hand to earn and see cash flowing in that can help build your retirement corpus. Moreover, the power of compounding works out to be a boon for those who start early. But for those who have started late or have few years to go, they need to plan cautiously. Your life expectancy is the second thing you need to consider and provide for the number of years you expect to live post-retirement. The average life expectancy in India has grown steadily over the years because of advancement in medical science. To be on a safer side, one must plan for 20 to 30 years post-retirement. You should also consider your monthly basic expenditure. Apart from your current monthly basic household expenditure, you should also consider other additional expenses that you incur every month towards your lifestyle, like phone bills, fuel expenses, shopping, entertainment, medical expenses, etc., which you would continue to incur even during retirement. Then the next is inflation growth rate. Do not forget to arrive at inflation adjusted expenses. As you may know, inflation decreases the purchasing power of your money. And to maintain your current lifestyle and secure the purchasing power of your money, you need to compete with the monster called inflation. While your basic household expenses can be assumed to grow at the rate say 7 to 8%, the cost of your other expenses such as medical bills, children's education, etc. may grow at a comparatively higher pace. Then you need to plan your contingency needs, and uncertainty may knock your door without informing you. So you need to proactively provide for contingencies like medical, hospitalization, loss of job, etc., which may derail your finances. Setting aside money for such contingencies may help you handle your finances for few months and give you some time to settle. Then the next is estimate the value of your assets. Assets are something that grow in value and which you can liquidate in case of emergencies or during your retirement. You might have already built some assets for your security, and if you are young, you might be planning to build more in future before you retire. All your investments in shares, mutual funds, bonds, fixed deposits, gold, ornaments, ancestral properties, land, etc. are your assets. You should estimate the future value of your assets and how you would like to use them during your retirement. Then the next is recognize your liabilities. Some of you might be having liabilities which you should repay before your retirement. You should not get into a situation where you need to keep on paying your liabilities even during your retirement. The housing loan that you took to buy a house is a liability, or any credit card dues and personal loans are your liabilities that you need to repay well before your retirement. And do not forget to provide for your key life goals. You should provide for all financial goals like buying your dream home, your children's higher education, their wedding, etc. You can keep aside a portion of your investments you own at present to achieve these goals. This will help you recognize the gap between your dreams and reality. Here are the steps to calculating your retirement corpus. Estimate your basic household expenditure. Once you have planned the year in which you wish to retire and know the number of years left to your retirement, you can estimate your total expenditure towards basic household needs during your golden years. While calculating your household expenditure, do not forget to account for inflation, which may grow at a decent pace and have an effect of reducing the purchasing power of your money. So if your current age is say 45 years and you plan to retire at the age of 60, and assuming life expectancy is 80 years, you need to provide for 20 years post-retirement. If your monthly basic household expenditure is around 50,000, then assuming pre and post-retirement inflation at the rate of 8%, your basic monthly expenditure would cost you around 1.59 lakhs when you retire at the age of 60. Do not forget, while this expenditure would increase at the rate of 8% every year, you need to provide for this expenditure for a full period of 20 years. Estimate your medical expenses. With growing age, your medical needs might increase, so you need to account this well while calculating your corpus needed for your retirement. If you consider your annual medical expenditure to be around 60,000 at present, and say the average rise in inflation on medical is 8% per annum, then after 15 years, that is at your age of 60 years, you may need to spend around 1.90 lakhs on your annual medical cost, and it might keep on rising as your age progresses. Then comes estimate the value of your current investments. Being in your earning years, some of you might have been regular investors and have already created some assets in the form of property, stocks, bonds, etc. The future valuation and cash inflows that you can generate from such assets should be well considered while calculating your retirement corpus. Being an earning individual, you might have taken some risk and invested in high-yielding assets which have the ability to grow at the pace of 10% to 12% on average. Say if the current value of your investment portfolio is Rs 50 lakhs, considering a growth of 12% per annum during your pre-retirement years, it can be expected to be around 2.74 crore at the age of 60. Now once you retire, you may no longer have that earning which will allow you to take high risk. So you need to shift your investments to relatively low risk instruments which may instead offer you a low growth but high safety. In such scenario, the expected returns on investments post-retirement can be assumed to be low at the rate of say 10% per annum. Calculate the deficit. It might happen that your investments might be insufficient to service your post-retirement expenses. Assuming a monthly expenditure of 1,58,608 and annual medical expenses of 1,90,330 for 20 years post-retirement, subject to inflation at the rate of 8% per annum. Also considering that your balanced retirement corpus post-expenses is assumed to grow by 10% per annum. With these levels of expenses post-retirement, you need a corpus of around 3.45 crore to maintain your current lifestyle for 20 years post-retirement. Once you have calculated a total annual expenditure and the money or the corpus you need to maintain your current lifestyle for 20 years post-retirement, you can arrive at the shortfall. So say if you need a corpus of around 3.45 crores to maintain your current lifestyle post-retirement for 20 years, and considering the expected value of your current investments to be around 2.74 crores at the age of 60, you would need an additional Rs 71 lakhs to maintain your current lifestyle during your retirement. Then the next is how much you need to invest. Your retirement might not be easy if you fail to build a retirement corpus which is required to maintain your lifestyle post-retirement. Your retirement plan should not be in deficit. To make up for the deficit, you need to commit more money during your earning years. So you need to calculate how much you need to invest, possibly in high-yielding assets each month or each year during your earning years to make up for the deficit. Considering that you are 45, you have just 15 years left for your retirement. While you are still earning over the next 15 years, you need to invest around 1.7 lakhs each year in a portfolio of asset classes which is assumed to grow at the rate of 12% per annum to make up for the deficit of 71 lakh. Calculating your retirement corpus. So you see, timely calculating your retirement corpus and estimating the future value of your current investments as well as any deficit may help you prepare a roadmap for building a retirement corpus. As we see in this example, to maintain your current lifestyle where your monthly basic household expenditure is Rs 50,000 and expecting inflation at the rate of 8%, your monthly basic expenditure would grow at around 1.59 lakhs at the age of 60 years, while your annual medical expenses post-retirement may be around 1.9 lakhs, which would further grow at the rate of 8% per annum. Thus, to cover expenditure and to maintain a lifestyle for the entire 20 years of your retirement life, you would need around 3.45 crore. Considering that your investments have the potential to grow at the rate of 12% per annum, it would be valued at Rs 2.74 crore when you are 60. But to cover up for your deficit of Rs 71 lakhs, you need to invest around 1.7 lakhs each year in a portfolio of asset classes which would be expected to grow at the rate of 12% per annum in future. So be prudent while calculating your retirement corpus, as it is the primary step to build a proper roadmap for your key life goal, that is your retirement. So to end our learning exercise today, we now invite you to test your learning by taking up this simple quiz and win exciting prizes. Thank you for participating. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risk. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.